Welcome to my 6 Dragonsoul ASOL guide. This comp runs a really strong primary carry in ASOL, but also has a ton of great secondary carries with either Swain, Shyvana, or Olaf. In this video, I will show you the build, what items you make, how to play the early, mid, and late game, and then we finish off going over in-depth positioning. The build is pretty linear, as you always want to have 6 Dragonsouls and 3 mages in, so a level 8 board without any chosens looks like this. Here we can only really fit in one more unit, which is going to be either Morgana for 2 Siphoners, Aatrox for backline axes and 2 Vanguards, Cho'Gath for more CC and 2 Brawlers, or Sejuani for more CC and 2 Vanguards as well. Our main carry is ASOL, and our secondary carry is Shyvana. I will explain why ASOL is frontlined in the positioning part of the video. The best chosen you can get for this comp is a Dragonsoul chosen. In that case, you take out Olaf for either Morgana, Aatrox, Cho'Gath, or Sejuani. The reason we take out Olaf is that he really needs 3 Slayers and items to do well, so we're not missing a whole lot when we take him out. The other chosen you can take is a Mage chosen. In that case, you take out either Aatrox, Morgana, or Sejuani to put in the chosen Mage you got. If you hit ASOL chosen, you take out Annie and Lulu for Aatrox and Morgana. The good chosens for this comp are Annie Dragonsoul, that is not Brand or Tristana, Mage, ASOL, and Lulu. Some chosens that are not great, but can also work, are Annie Morgana chosen, Vanguard, Aatrox, or Sejuani, Slayer, Olaf, Brawler, Shyvana, or Cho'Gath. ASOL is the primary carry for this comp, so we prioritize making items for him first. He has one core item, and that is Gunblade. This item is crucial for him, as he will often heal to full after casting, and without Gunblade, he might not even cast a second time. The second item we want for ASOL is a damage item. This wants to be Jewel Gauntlet or Death Cap. The third item for ASOL is GA. This is because we want him to heal to full after reviving, as he's gotten a lot of mana when he dies. Other items that can work on ASOL are Hajj, Rageblade, and also IE can work if you already have Jewel Gauntlet. Our secondary carry in this comp is going to be either Shyvana or Swain most of the time. You can find Shyvana pretty early, and if you do, you want to make Hurricane and Hand of Justice on her. This will allow you to win streak pretty easily and let you fast 8. Itemizing Shyvana is only worth it if you find her early though. Swain is a win condition for this comp, so if you find him, you want to put any tank items on him. This is because he already gets a ton of AP from the Dragonsoul trait, and with the extra tankiness, he can ult multiple times during a fight. AP items are still good on him, especially if you have 2 Siphoners in. If you get a Spatula, the best items you can make is a Mage Spat. This item is insane on Swain or Shyvana. These two get insane value from double casting. Another option is to make a Dragonsoul Spat. This will allow you to potentially go for 9 Dragonsoul, and also allows you to fit in more units. The carousel priority for this comp is Rod, Sword, Glove, then Chain. The reason why Sword is second prio is because you need at least 1 sword for GA and 1 sword for Gunblade. From there, you want to make the strongest opener possible for stage 2, and those openers are 2 Sharpshooters with Teemo as the item holder. Frontline can be anything here, from Brawlers, Keepers, Vanguards, or Divine. Diana carry with 2 Assassins, 3 Mages with TF as your item carrier, 3 Warlords with Nidalee as your item carriers, or 3 Cultists with TF as your item carrier. Once you've found your comp, we need to make items. As a general rule, you want to make an item if you have 4 or more components. Good items to slime early game that transition well into Dragonsouls are Chalice, Declaw, GA, Hajj, Spark, Jewel Gauntlet, Death Cap, Thieves Gloves, and ZZ Rot. The reason why Gunblade is not on the list is because it's not a flexible item. You're committing to playing ASOL before even finding him in that case. How you play the rest of the early game will depend a lot on your opener and whether or not you will be win streaking this game. So if you want to learn more about how to play the early game, check out my guide where I go in depth on the subject. At the Crux round, you should have more direction towards a comp. The general requirements to play ASOL is to have at least 1 component for Gunblade and 1 component for another ASOL item. The units we have matter a little. If you already have Brand and Braum, you're in a much better spot, as those can be a bit hard to hit at level 8. During the mid game, you always hold ASOLs, and you always want to hold other Dragonsoul units if you don't lose eco for holding them. Also prioritize holding Brand, as he can be hard to find late game. and you really need him as he is both a mage and a Dragonsoul. If you're weak during the mid game and you're around 80 to 60 HP and or lost streaking, roll at level 6 and try to stabilize. Rolling here is really important as we want to go level 8 with this comp, and if we roll at 6, we can often stabilize hard enough to skip level 7 completely. Some great boards to stabilize with that also transition well into ASOL late game are Akali carry with any frontline, Kindred carry, Nico carry, or Shyvana carry. During the mid game, look to scout other players. You want to look what comp they're going for and what items they've made. This way we can optimize our late game build by choosing the best extra unit out of Morgana, Sejuani, Cho'Gath, and Aatrox. In addition, we can see how many other people are playing Dragonsouls. This comp can support 2 to 3 players at max, so if you see more than that going for it, consider pivoting to another comp like 7 Mages, Fabled Nico, or Kayle. On floor 1, you want to be level 7. From here, you need to decide whether or not you need to roll here. With this comp, you always want to fast 8 when possible. This is to reliably hit ASOL 2-star, and also to hit Swain. So make sure to scout before you decide. I will say though, if you are 80 HP or higher, I would always fast 8 even if you take 40 damage, as you will become so much stronger after rolling on level 8. If you decide to roll, you're looking to stabilize with a 2-star 3-cost carry. This can be Shyvana, Veigar, Kindred, or Nico. You also roll for a chosen you can run for stage 4. It doesn't need to be relevant to your endgame comp, as you will sell it before you roll a level 8 on 5-1. ASOL 1-star can also carry you if you hit that on level 7. If you decide to go fast 8, you can save the money and look to level up on stage 4-5. Here you will all in if you're 40 HP or less, but if you have more HP to work with, then roll for a couple of upgrades, and for a chosen that you can run for those 2 turns. Once you have hit your comp at level 8, you need to decide whether or not to go level 9 this game. That will generally require you to have everything except your legendaries to start. But if you're really healthy and you have a lot of gold left, you can greed and go level 9 while still missing a couple of upgrades. Just make sure to have at least ASOL 2-star. Another option is to go for Shyvana 3-star or ASOL 3-star. It's only worth pursuing these if you have items for them and if you have 5 or more after your first roll down. You also need to be uncontested for this to work. First, I will go over general positioning for this comp, then we will move on to some in-depth positioning examples. General positioning looks like this. If you don't have GA on ASOL, you put him in the backline, but if you have GA on ASOL, you can put him in the frontline. The reason ASOL is frontline is because he gets a much better ultimate angle from there. He gets Dragonsoul buff faster, and he also gets to ult quicker. And this comp wins most of the time by just overwhelming your opponents with front-loaded damage. Sejuani is positioned on the second hex from either the right or left side to ult the backline units. Olaf, Swain, and Shyvana are in the middle to stay a bit more safe so that they can ult. Lulu is going to be anywhere, mostly to stop assassins from reaching ASOL. Brand wants to be in one of the corners. His ultimate has some value, so try to keep him relatively safe. Against the first guy, the big threat is Talon. We want ASOL on the far left side. This is to stay as far away from Talon as possible. Sejuani is in the middle to hopefully stun Talon with her ultimate. Braum is in the backline to make sure Talon attacks him. Against the second guy, we have ASOL on the right side to ult the enemy ASOL. Sejuani is in the middle to make sure she doesn't get baited by Set and ults backwards. Braum is tanking the Set ultimate, and Swain is on the right side to stay closer to the enemy clumps. Lulu is baiting the enemy ASOL ultimate, and our Brand is staying safe as his ult might be able to stun a key enemy unit. Against the third guy, we have ASOL on the opposite side of Kayle. Sejuani is far right side, so she throws her ultimate on Kayle. If Yone ults before Sejuani, she will walk to Azir and toss her ult on Kayle. Swain wants to be close to as many enemy units as possible, and Shyvana and Olaf are in the middle to stay safe. Against the fourth guy, ASOL is in the left side. Lulu and Brand are Aatrox bait here. Tryndamere will spin down to Brand or across to Sejuani. In both of these scenarios, ASOL is safe. Braum is tanking Samira, Sivir, and possibly Tryndamere. Sejuani is on the right side so that Tryndamere will get hit by the stun. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what video you want me to make next. And if you want to get better at TFT, Join the Discord, we got nearly 2,000 other players there who are hungry to climb. And if you want to get coached by me, the information is over on the Discord server as well. So take care and see you in the next video.